All right, so I'm going to start right in your notes on number 8. Now, some of your calculators can do the summation a little bit faster, and this is just going to depend on what one you have. So someone showed me yesterday this, so I want you to try on your calculator and see if you have it. So to get your symbol, what you can also do, some of you, is hit math and go up to choice 0. Do a lot of you guys have that? It might be 50-50. You know, like a lot of you won't have it, and I'm sorry, I don't have any way to add it for you. But that's a little shortcut. You can hit math and then just go up. If you're not able to access it, again, you just have to go to the catalog. So to get to your catalog again, you're going to hit second number 0, and you're going to hit alpha, alpha. And you can either hit S and scroll, or you can hit T and go up 1. That might be faster too. And then what you're going to do is just type this example in. So it was just a little bit more calculator review. Do not use the I. Make sure you do X. No. Jake, it's 1 keystroke on the calculator. Actually, I don't even think I didn't even give you one of those yet. Oh my gosh. Jake and the high blood pressure. It's okay. It's going to be okay. But please don't type the I in the calculator. All right, so guys, we got X equals 1, and then all the way up to 13. And then you're going to change it again. Please use X instead, and let's make it easy. Let's not type the fraction. Let's type 0.5. You gotta keep Jake nice and steady up here. So let's go 0.5x and then minus 3. And that's it. So always just use x's, okay? So 6.5. So write off your calculator. 6.5 is your first one. And here, practice one more so that you understand the keystrokes. How about that? So then you're going to go to either math and then up, or if you have the other operating system, you're going to hit second 0. And it's good to be comfortable with your catalog, because if you're ever looking for something, everything is in the catalog. And then I hit alpha, alpha, T, and go up to summation. And again, for all the variables, please just use X. So X equals 1. And then this one goes all the way up to 50. And then I'm going to go X. 1,275. How does everybody feel with that? Pretty good? Okay. So 6.5 is your first answer, and second answer was, be nice if this would work today. It does not want to. Trying to get back to my other screen. Nothing wants to work for me today because I have to record this for my second period people. All right, that should be good. All right, so first answer was, what did we get, 6.5? And second answer was 1,275. Again, those are right on your calculator. So you can hit math, and you can go up to choice number 0. But what you're looking for is a summation symbol. So summation. All right, so next couple, and then we'll add some quiz review ones. So number 10 is just calculator again, so I am going to skip it. So this is just an answer of -65. I think you've got a good grasp how to type those in. If you want to practice it, that's what you should do. Okay, now this next one. This is what I'm going to ask you to do on your quiz. So something like this. So on 11, we want to write the sigma, so the summation notation. What type of sequence is number 11? Arithmetic, good. So that means I have a common difference of 3, where a sub 1 is equivalent to -6. So then I'm going to write the formula that is right on the top of your quiz. So a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus d times n minus 1. So a sub n is equal to, we're going to go -6 plus 3 and n minus 1. Distribute and combine like terms. So I have -6 plus 3n minus 3. So my formula is going to say 3n minus 9. So then you're going to draw your summation symbol. And your formula is 3n minus 9, beginning at n equals 1. And I guess the hardest thing is to figure out where to stop it. So you have to get a 36 out of this. You could obviously do it algebraically, but I think most of you have enough mental math ability to kind of, work your way through it. So 3 times what, and then minus 9. How about 15? Yep. So that works because 45 minus 9 gives me the 36. Okay. You just have to kind of take a second to figure out what your ending value needs to be. So number 12, we'll do one more of those. So what type of sequence again? Arithmetic, yep. So this is another arithmetic in which your common difference is equal to 2, and coincidentally so is a sub 1. So I'm going to go a sub n equal to a sub 1 plus d times n minus 1. All right, so I have a sub n equal to, why did I write 1 there? I'm sorry, 2. All right, so I have a 2 plus 2, and then n minus 1, and distribute, and actually what happens is your 2's cancel, which makes sense, right? Because what kind of numbers are listed up there? 2, 4, 6, 8, even. Yep, so that's one of those patterns that we discussed yesterday. So then I'm going to do my summation notation, so 2n, beginning right at n equals 1. And now you got to think about this. All right, so 2 times 30 gets me 60. So I got to be 1 less than 30, so 29. All right, how do we feel on those, okay? Yes, because it's a common pattern, yes. In that case, that's definitely fine, just not for the one above that. All right, you guys have some space, don't you? So if you want, just go right underneath this. I'll give you some quiz review ones, okay? So I guess I'll call this 13, or you can call it, I don't know, quiz review, if you want to keep it separated. All right, so I want you to find the 35th term. And I'll give you a sequence that goes, how about -5, -1, 3, comma, ... Okay, so this is all the way back to the homework that I checked yesterday. So when we started the arithmetic and the geometric. So again, what's this type? Arithmetic, yep. So this is another arithmetic sequence in which you know that your common difference is equal to 4 and your a sub 1 is equal to -5. So you're going to write the formula and then you're going to plug into this. Again, nice and easy. All right, so I sub in. So I'm going to have, I'll just write the formula first, sub in on the 35 after. So we're going to go -5 plus 4 and then n minus 1. So my formula would be -5 plus 4n minus 4. And I mean, if you want, you can combine like terms to make it a little bit faster and then plug in the 35. So I'm going to have a sub 35 equal to, this would become 4 times 35. And then the -5 and the -4 becomes -9. All right, I'll save you the work. It becomes 131. So answer 131. how do we feel on the first? Pretty good? I figured. All right, so how about something like this then? Yes, yes. As long as it didn't tell you to write a general formula in terms of n first, then absolutely. Yep. So what you can always do, yeah, the difference is always equal to a sub 2 minus a sub 1. You know how the ratio is always equal to a sub 2 divided by a sub 1? So same thing. And if you're looking for if a sequence is arithmetic or geometric, check a couple of them. So if it was a tougher one, also do 3 minus 2 and make sure that's the same. And then check 4 minus 3 and make sure that's the same. And same thing for your ratios. Yep, good question. Yeah, because sometimes it's harder to see. It just depends on the complexity of your sequence. So I'll call this 14, I guess. Now I want you to go backwards and find the first term. So we're going to find the first term. And let's give you a sub 44 equal to 229. And how about d equal to 8? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so because I gave you a d, that means that this is still arithmetic. So you're going to write your formula out. So this is a sub 1 plus d, and then n minus 1. You're going to fill in what you got here. And again, if you can do this in fewer steps, it's fine. If you want to kind of take your time and go slow through it, that's okay too. So if you want the notation first, you can replace these. Again, if you don't need this step, it's okay. You know, you could do something like that first. And then on the left, I'm going to replace a sub 44 with 229. And this would be equal to a sub 1 plus 8 times 43. What is that? 8 times 43. Thank you. 344. And then lastly, you're going to just subtract that over. So 229 equal to a sub 1 plus 344. Subtract it, negative 115. So you're just going backwards. Minus 344. So a sub 1 equivalent to negative 115 is a final answer. How's that type? Good? Okay. All right, so next we are going to find the common ratio and the next 3 terms. And again, I'll do this one with the formula too, just in case you second guess yourself on finding the patterns. So I want you to find, what did I say? Common ratio and the next 3 terms. So, and the next 3 terms. And again, common ratio indicates that now we're doing geometric. So I'm going to give you an easy one, but again, we'll do the formula just in case it's ever tougher. So say you didn't know what was happening in the sequence. To find your common ratio, you can always do the second term divided by the first term, or the third divided by the second. So this would be 7 over 49, which it reduces down to 1 over 7. And yes, please keep it a fraction because it's a ratio. Next 3 terms. So a sub 4 is equal to 1 times 1/7, which is 1/7. No, you don't have to show that. A sub 5 is equal to 1/7 times 1/7 equal to 1 over 49. The next one, I'm going to need some help. 1/7 times 1 over 49. Math, enter, enter. 1 over, thank you. That makes sense. That is 7 cubed. All right, how's 15, easy? Okay, just a couple more. We're going to do a geometric means and maybe 2 limits here. All right, so 16. I'm going to say find 3 geometric means between. Find 3 geometric means between, and let's go -2/3 and -54. I'm going to go term number 1 is -2/3. Term number 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're visual, then you can kind of see what's in between this. Okay, so what do you not know? Yeah, well, yes, don't know 2, 3, or 4, and you don't know your common ratio either. So true. So let's find the R. So to find the R, you can plug into your explicit formula with everything except for the R. So I'm going to go a sub n equal to a sub 1 times R to the n minus 1. This is one approach. So a sub n in this case is going to be term number 5. So again, I'll put the notation on here first in case you want it. And 1, and then R, and then 5 minus 1 is what we're going to be doing. So a sub 5 is -54 equal to -2/3 times R to the 4th power. So then what you're going to do is divide by the -2/3 and do this right in your calculator. So divide by -2/3, divide by -2/3, and you have 81 equal to R to the 4th. Okay, so how do you get rid of your power of 4? Kind of square root. 4th root. What did you call it? Quadruple root. 4th root. It is called a 4th root. You could also raise it to the reciprocal, which is 1/4. That works the same too. Even though your term is a little bit more creative, that is technically called a 4th root. So 4th root of 81 on your calculator, you're going to hit math and you're going to go to choice number, I think it's 4. And the 4th root of 81 is just plain 3. Okay, so then you finish this. So I am going to do a sub 2 is equal to 3 times -2/3. That's nice, those just cancel. So this is a -2. All right, next term is the 3rd term. And that is equal to -2 times 3, which is -6. And the 4th term is equal to -6 times 3, which is -18. And does it work? Yes. So it always should. So it's kind of a nice way to check yourself. All right, how's that type? Okay. Yep. There's no formula that you have to memorize, which is nice. It always feels weird to say that because we used to, like require all of those to be memorized, but I guess this day and age, it just doesn't matter. You could always look it up if you had a job that required it. So I guess I get it. All right, let's do 2 limits from yesterday. Yeah, I was going to give you just one, but I think I might give you 2 of them. So what am I at, 17? All right, so how about the limit as n approaches infinity? And we're going to go, how about 4n cubed plus 7n squared divided by 5n cubed, and then minus 7n squared and plus 3. So when you do your limits, and you're gonna see this next week in what is called a ratio test that we'll be doing. So when you do your limit, you always want to divide by n raised to the highest power that you see. So the highest power we see is which one? Degree 3. Yep. So I'm going to take every single term and divide it by n to the third. And once you do a lot of these, you're going to notice there's this consistent pattern, which hopefully you'll be able to pick up on quick because it'll make your content next week a little bit easier. So I have 5n cubed over n cubed minus 7n squared over n cubed and plus 3 over n cubed. Okay, so my first expression, I can just take it and just obviously cancel the n cubes, and that just leaves me with a 4. Just trying to do it neat so you can see it. The next one, so bigger on bottom, and what you want to think about is plugging in n as a very, very large number. So 7 divided by a very, very, very large number is so small and insignificant, we say that it approaches 0. So it's really, really teeny. On the bottom, I can cancel n cubes, and I'm left with 5. And then on the bottom, I mean, you could cancel an n squared if you want to. It's not going to change your answer regardless, because 7 divided by a really large number is still so tiny that we say that this limit approaches 0. And same thing on the last one. 3 divided by a very large number is so small and insignificant, it's really close to 0. So now I look and see what I have through this. And again, I'll write this out just to keep it neat for you. So 4 plus 0 from the top. The bottom is 5 minus 0 plus 0. So limit is just plain. You got it. So maybe what you start to pick, well, I don't know, you haven't done a ton of them, but really the only ones that matter are these, right? Just your leading terms. All right, I'll give you one more of those and then you are all set to go. So I'll give you one more limit. So I'm coming back over here. So last limit as n approaches infinity of, how about 7n squared divided by 4n. And remember that you are going to divide this.
I just had a question.
Yeah.
So again, you could just shortcut it. Just do the left side.
You could, because those are
Because
exactly
they're always
equal.
gonna be 0.
Well, because those are equal right there too. Do you see how these have the same degree on them? Yep, so it's as if nothing else even matters. Yep.
Even
It's
if they were,
okay
like,
if you-
different degrees and different numbers.
If they were different degrees and different numbers, if it was arranged in standard form still and you started with the same degree at the front. Yep. You might want to still keep writing it out. Like once you get past your homework for this week, if you start to see it, if you're not quite there yet, it's okay. Just do it a couple more times and then the patterns will start to click. So 18, what am I going to divide everything by? N squared, good. So I'm going to go 7n squared divided by n squared, and then divided by 4n divided by n squared. Okay, so the top is just 7. The bottom is not though. The bottom, again, you could cancel an n, but it's not going to change your answer. So if I cancel an n and I cancel an n, I'm still doing here 4 divided by a really large number, which again is so small and insignificant, we say that that approaches 0. Yep. So now I'm left with 7 divided by 0. And what do we declare that in terms of limits? Does not exist. Good. Okay, so that's really it for your quiz. Do you feel confident on all of those? I'm sure you guys do. Good, Jake. So before I have you start your quiz, let me just briefly make sure you understand what homework is so that there's no confusion. So that when you're done with your quiz, you may absolutely start those. You have 2 worksheets and 1 textbook assignment. Let's see if I can pull up that. So your textbook assignments, page 781, those select problems there. In your worksheets, there's 2 of them. It's this one. So it's the one that says the sigma notation. And this one, guys, you may cross off number 8 if you'd like. It's just a little bit beyond what we need to do. So that's the second one. Those assignments, I will physically, are we listening? Okay, those assignments, I will physically check when you return to class next Wednesday again, okay? And if there's something that bothers you, once again, make sure you kind of make note of that. No questions on homework? Okay, hold on one second. Let me just hit stop record.